You know, right from the moment we bring home that very first finger painting, we get hooked on it. Like the applause, the gold star.
Absolutely. The nod of approval from, well, a parent or a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Or a boss later on. We basically build our entire lives around staying on the bunny hill. Because, as long as you're on the bunny hill, everybody claps when you don't fall down.
Right, but that constant need for validation is the exact thing preventing you from doing anything, genuinely impactful.
Exactly. So welcome to this deep dive into the agency manifesto. Today we're pulling from some really fascinating conversations with David Roger. He's the CEO of MasterClass and pioneering AI scientist Fei Li.
It's such a great combination of perspectives.
It really is. Our mission today is to decode why building true entrepreneurial agency for yourself means actively rejecting society's praise trap. And later, we're looking at a very unconventional weekend experiment to cure your technology phobia.
Sounds like a plan. And just to set the mood for you listening, I'm broadcasting from a bit of a hybrid space today. Picture a classic oak-paneled library, but the walls are overlaid with glowing, shifting digital
Oh,
blueprints.
wow. Old wisdom meeting new architecture. I love that.
Yeah, exactly. So let's jump right into David Rogers' realization about applause. Because he argues that society basically trains us from childhood to be praise seekers.
Right. We're completely conditioned.
We are. But true agency, like actually shaping your own path, requires overriding that programming. When Roger was starting Masterclass, people told him it was just impossible.
Wait, they literally called it a terrible idea.
Oh, a terrible idea. But his takeaway was super counterintuitive. He realized that if everyone praises your idea right out of the gate, it's actually a really bad sign.
Oh, because if everyone thinks it's a great concept, it means the idea is obvious.
Exactly. And if it's obvious, well, the massive established companies with endless budgets are probably already building it. You have zero competitive advantage.
So you're just staying on the bunny hill. Sure, you're upright, but you aren't actually skiing the mountain.
Right. True agency means chasing the things that make people skeptical. Those steep slopes where you might actually wipe out.
Which ties perfectly into Fei Li's definition of being entrepreneurial. Because in the tech world, we usually assume that means forming some stereotypical Silicon Valley corporate structure.
Yeah, like a Delaware Incorporated startup or something.
Right, exactly. But she argues entrepreneurship is really just a synonym for agency. So what does this all mean for someone listening who has absolutely no desire to be a Silicon Valley founder?
Well, she points out that you can be a highly entrepreneurial K-12 teacher or a nurse or a specialty doctor.
Oh, so it's more of a mindset.
Completely. It's about taking ownership and driving change in whatever system you're in rather than just, waiting for instructions.
But here's the catch with that. If you want to claim that agency and do the impossible in your field, you can't just work harder.
Right, you hit a ceiling pretty quickly.
Exactly. You need massive leverage. You need tools that scale your abilities. And right now, obviously, the ultimate lever is AI. But ironically, it's the very thing paralyzing people with fear.
It really is. The public discourse around AI swings so dangerously right now. It's either a total utopia where no one works or absolute job-stealing doom.
Yeah, and both extremes just breed anxiety.
They do. So to break that paralysis, Fei Li suggests a really specific, practical cure for professionals who are feeling intimidated. She says you should find someone under 25.
Wait, like a teenager?
Yeah, your kid, your niece, your nephew, and you basically ask them to hold your hand for a weekend session. Just let them show you how they naturally use AI.
Okay, I have to stop you there because surrendering your ego to a teenager sounds incredibly humiliating for, say, a seasoned K-12 teacher or a 30-year corporate executive.
I know, it sounds a bit rough.
Why would they voluntarily put themselves through that?
Well, because teenagers are digital natives. They don't treat AI like a terrifying piece of software that needs to be formally learned.
Right, they don't have that baggage.
Exactly. They treat it as an intuitive extension of themselves. It's not about learning computer science from a kid. It's about letting the generation that will actually inhabit this future model a completely different relationship with the tool.
Ah, so they aren't bogged down by the old ways of doing things. They just skip the anxiety and go straight to the utility.
Yes, exactly. And even if you ultimately find AI troublesome or flawed, understanding how it works at a practical level is what gives you the power to actually critique it.
That makes so much sense. You can't shape the future of your industry if you refuse to even touch the tools building it.
Exactly. So building true agency really means stepping away from the comfort of applause.
Right.
It means redefining entrepreneurship as your own personal empowerment and dropping your ego enough to let the next generation guide you through the new terrain.
You really don't need anyone's permission to start wielding these tools creatively in your own daily life.
No, you absolutely don't.
So if AI ultimately lowers the barrier to executing complex tasks, and, well, society's praise was just a trap keeping you on the bunny hill all along. Wait, no, I shouldn't say it like that. If society's praise was just a trap all along, what excuse do you really have left for not chasing your own impossible idea tomorrow?